Yeah, good afternoon once again. Let us continue with introduction to Lex and Yak tools. Because the first set of programs you're developing is on lexical analysis. Okay, so then you need to have the basic knowledge of how the Lex and Yak tool works. Okay, so what are Lex and Yak? Lex and Yak are the compiler construction tools. Okay. And when we say the compiler, okay, then you should have the basic knowledge of the different phases of a compiler. Okay. So what are the different phases of compiler? Anybody? What are the different phases of compiler?
Analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, code optimization, and code generation.
Good, good. Okay. So first is the lexical analysis. Second one is the syntax analysis. Third one is semantic analysis. Fourth is intermediate code generation. Fifth one is code optimization. And then the last one is the final code generation. Okay. So it has to pass all these phases. Then what is the lexical analysis? This lexical analysis phase is also called as lexical analyzer or scanner. Okay. So this lexical analyzer is the first phase of compiler. It scans the source program character by character and generate the sequence of tokens. Okay. And then how do you describe a token? The regular expression is the method used to describe the token. Okay. And in order to create the lexical analyzer or lexical analysis, we will use the tool called the Lex. Okay. This Lex tool is available on Linux platform freely. So this lexical analyzer, this Lex tool then can take the set of regular expression describing the valid token as input and can generate the lexical analyzer program. Then this lexical analyzer program can take the source program as input and generates the valid tokens. Okay. So input to the lexical analyzer is the source program, and output of the lexical analysis is or lexical analyzer is the sequence of tokens. And Lex is a tool for automatic generation of the lexical analyzer or the lexical analysis phase of a compiler. Then what is the second phase? Syntax analysis phase. It is also called as parser. The second phase of a compiler is called as parser, P-A-R-S-E-R, parser. Okay. So parser is the second phase of a compiler. What it does, what is the function? It takes the sequence of tokens as input from the lexical analyzer and recognizes whether it is a valid sentence or not according to the given grammar. Okay. And what do you mean by grammar? Grammar is a method of representing the syntactic rules of a language. And which is the most commonly used grammar? The context-free grammar, okay. CFG. And the third phase is the semantic analysis. Fourth one is intermediate code generation. Fifth one is code optimization. And the sixth one is the final code generation. So that is the phases of compiler. Then coming to the introduction to Lex. So what is a Lex? Lex is a tool or utility that is available on Linux or Ubuntu platform, okay, for automatic generation of lexical analyzer. Okay. So what do you mean by lexical analyzer? Lexical analyzer scans the input text character by character and recognizes tokens. Can you give some examples of tokens? Anybody? Are you there? Students? Examples of tokens? All your programming units are the tokens, such as identifiers, constants, operators, keywords, and so on. Okay. Are you there? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then the question is how lexical analyzer is created using the Lex tool. Okay. So what we'll do? So if you observe the diagram there, okay, in the previous class, so what we'll do first, we'll prepare a specification of the lexical analyzer, okay, by creating a program, say for example, lex.l. Okay, all lex specification are saved in a file with a file extension of .l, okay, or simply L. Okay, so first a specification of lexical analyzer is prepared by creating a program, say for example lex.l in the lex language. Okay, so after creating this lex specification in a file, so this lex specification file, say for example lex.l, is run through a lex compiler. Lex compiler is nothing but your lex tool or lex utility. Okay, so what it does, it will produce us a C program, say for example lex.voivo.c. Okay, and finally this lex.voivo.c is run through a C compiler to produce an object code. Okay, and the object code file name is a.out. Okay, this is an executable code which is nothing but the lexical analyzer. Okay, which is the first phase of a compiler, and this lexical analyzer transforms an input stream into a sequence of tokens. That is how the lexical analyzer is created using the lex tool. Then coming to the lex specification. So lex specification in the sense the lex program. Okay. So what is the format of the input file? So here is the format of the lex input file. Okay. So a lex program consists of 3 sections separated by a line with just double percentage symbol. Okay, so if you observe the structure here, okay, each section is ended by using the symbol double percentage. Okay, that means the rule section is enclosed between these double percentage symbol. That is needed. Otherwise, an syntax error will be thrown by the lex compiler. So we have declaration section, rule section, and user subroutine section. So what do you mean by declaration section? So this declaration section includes the literal block, definitions, start conditions. So what do you mean by literal block? It is a C code bracketed by the lines percentage opening brace and ending with percentage closing brace. So inside this literal block, you can add the C variables declarations, okay, and also the C language hash include statements. So here is an example. Okay, so I want to include the header file stdio.h. Okay. So inside this little block, you can add it. Similarly, I want to define a C variable, say for example, the variable named length, okay, of type integer. So like that. Okay, so inside this little block, you can add the C language statements. And then this declaration section may also include definition. Okay, so what is this definition section contains? Anybody? So to make things clearer, you can declare names for the regular expression in the declaration section and can be referred by the name in the rule section. Okay. Say for example, you can define the symbol letter to stand for any upper or lowercase letter. Now see, here is an example. Okay. So we have defined a symbol letter in the declaration section, okay, to refer to any uppercase or lowercase letters from A to small a to Z or capital A to Z. Similarly, you can define a symbol digit to stand for any digit within the range 0 to 9. So right side we have the regular expression, and the left side we have the symbol names. So instead of using these regular expression as it is inside the rule section, no, okay, you can refer to them by these names. Okay, digit and letter. Then rule section. So rule section is a sequence of rules of the forum. Pattern 1, action 1, pattern 2, action 2, okay, and pattern up to pattern n and action n. Okay, That means each rule is made up of two parts. Okay. So these are the rules. Each line is a rule. Okay. So it is made up of two parts. One is the pattern and action, separated by at least one white space. Okay, a pattern and an action must be separated by at least one white space. And what is this pattern? So each pattern Pi is a pattern written using regular expression. So patterns are written using regular expression. Okay, and starts at the beginning of the line. So this pattern, writing of this pattern starts at the beginning of the line. Okay, up to, that means it continues up to first unescaped white space till it finds the first unescaped white space. And then what is action? Each action I is a C language statements. Actions are nothing but a C language statements describing the actions that the lexical analyzer takes whenever the token Pi is found at the input. So that is about the rule section. Some examples are here. Some examples of the rules. So say for example, the lex is a pattern and this is the action. Okay. So what is the meaning of this rule? The meaning of the above rule is that to look for the word, okay, or the pattern lex in the input stream. So whenever it finds the pattern lex at the input stream, what is the action it is going to take? So it will print the message saying this is lex line. Similarly, there is another rule here. Okay, so this is pattern and this is action. Okay, so the meaning of the above this rule is that look for any digit within the range 0 to 9 at the input. Okay, so whenever the digit within this range is found at the input, what is the action it is going to take? So it will print the message saying digit form. So this is how you will write the rule in the rule section. Then we have the user supporting section. So user supporting section may contain, that means it may define function that is used in one of the action. So inside this action part, you can call some user defined function. Okay, and where do you define those user defined function? Inside this user supporting section. Okay, so in user supporting section, you have you can have the main function. Okay, and inside that you can define your another subroutine called YYLX. Okay, so this YYLX is a library routine. Okay, so it is nothing but a lexer or a scanner. So this YYLX routine acts as the starting point for your lexical analyzer program to begin scanning your the source program and start recognizing the tokens. And this YYLX routine is automatically generated by your Lex compiler or the Lex tool. And note that in this section, declaration section and user subroutine section are optional. Okay, if not necessary, you can omit writing these sections. Only the compulsory section is the rule section. Okay, rule section must be there. Then coming to the regular expression. Okay, so as I said, inside the rule section, okay, we have the pattern part, isn't it? Okay, so rule section. So how do you describe this pattern? So how do you describe pattern? The pattern part of the rule section is written using the regular expression. Okay. Then what do you mean by regular expression? Regular expression is a pattern description using a meta language. Okay, meta language is nothing but a language used to describe patterns. And this regular expression are composed of normal characters and meta characters. You already know the meta characters, okay, in the Unix course. Okay, so which are the meta characters? Meta characters are like star, plus, then square brackets, question mark, dollar, flower braces, okay, and so on. Cap symbol, parenthesis. Okay, these are all the meta characters. So, in short, the regular expression is a set of characters that specify a pattern. Okay? And the below table list the characters or meta characters that form a regular expression. Okay. So, which are the characters or meta characters that form a regular expression? So, these are the characters and meta characters. So, first row, the letters, the capital letters A to Z, 0 to 9, are the letters, small letters A to Z. Okay. So characters and numbers that form a part of pattern. You can make use of these characters and numbers as part of your pattern, okay, while writing the pattern. Okay. So next character is dot. So this dot matches any character except new line character. So when I say dot as a pattern or a regular expression, okay, it matches any character, okay. And then hyphen used to denote range. For example, capital A to Z, okay. Hyphen is used here, isn't it? So implies all characters from A to Z. So instead of recognizing the individual character, we can match a range of characters, okay, by specifying the range using hyphen. Then square bracket, it is also called as character class. Okay. So what it does, it matches any character in the brackets. Suppose if the first character is cap, then it indicates a negation pattern. Okay. Say for example, so we have written small a, b and capital C inside the square bracket. Okay, so this is the regular expression that we have written. So what is the meaning of this? It matches any one of these characters, okay, 3 characters. So matches either A, small a, or B, or C. Okay, any one, not all. Then star is a meta character. So if used inside a regular expression, it matches 0 or more occurrences of the preceding pattern. So example is A star. So see, star is used as a meta character before the pattern. Okay. So then it matches no A or simply A, and so like that. Okay. Then plus is a meta character, so matches one or more occurrence of the preceding pattern. Example, the digit 0 in the range 0 to 9, okay, enclosed in square bracket, character class. Okay. And then we have used another pattern called plus, okay, followed by plus. Okay. So when I say plus, then matches the whole string of numbers. Say that means it matches, say for example, 1 or 111 or 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. So it matches a string of digit in this range, but not an empty string. Okay. Then question mark matches 0 or 1 occurrence of the preceding pattern. Okay. So example, AB followed by question mark C. So that means AB is followed by question mark. So which is the preceding pattern here? AB. Okay. So matches either, that means only one, either 0 occurrence of B or 1 occurrence of B. Okay. So it matches either AC or ABC. Then dollar matches end of line as the last character of the pattern. Then flower base, it can be used in 2 ways. So indicates how many times a pattern can represent. Say for example, capital A followed by in flower base 1 comma 3. That means it indicates the repetition. Okay. Repetition of the pattern. Okay. So then this example implies 1 to 3 occurrences of A, the letter A, capital letter A. That means A, or it can be AA or it matches A. 1 to 3 occurrence of the letter A. Then another way of using this flower base, definition expansion. Okay. Inside this flower base, if it contain a name, then they refer to a substitution by that name. Say for example, so inside this flower base, we have used the symbolic name digit, no? Then that will be expanded, okay, as the regular expression. Okay, say for example 0 to 9. Then backslash used to escape meta characters. You already know this. Also used to remove the special meaning of characters as defined in this table. Example, /n is a new line character, and while /star. Okay. So in order to remove the special meaning of this star, no, okay, you can write it as /star. Okay. And then it matches the special character star as it is. Okay. Then cap symbol used for negation. Then vertical bar matches either the preceding regular expression or the following regular expression. It is like R, okay, alternate. Okay. So example, we have the 3 words separated by this vertical bar. What is the meaning of this? Cow, sheep, pig, separated by this meta character vertical bar, matches any one of the 3 words. It matches either cow or sheep or pig. And anything enclosed within the double quotes matches the string literally. Okay. Say for example, I want to match the word apple as it is. Then you have to enclose the word apple in within the double quotes. Then it matches, the lexer matches the string as it is. Then / look ahead. So matches the preceding pattern only if followed by the succeeding expression. Say for example, A, capital A followed by 0, then this meta character /, then 1 matches A0 only if A01 is the input. Then parenthesis. So this can be used to group a series of regular expression together into a new regular expression. Example is given here. So 01 enclosed in parenthesis represents the character sequence 01. So that is about the regular expression, and then the characters and the meta characters that form the regular expression. Okay, so any doubts there, students?
No, sir.
So next is how to compile and execute the LEX programs. What are the steps required to compile and execute the LEX program? So these are the steps. So step 1. So what we'll do on Linux platform. So all these programs will be executed on Linux platform only. So using VI editor or gedit available on the Linux platform, will create a file, that means the LEX file with extension L. Okay. Say for example, program1.l or file name.l. Then in the second step, once we create the LEX specification file or LEX program, okay, so what we will do, we will use the LEX utility or LEX tool to compile the LEX file. So what is the name of the LEX tool or the LEX compiler? The name is LEX only. LEX followed by program1.l. Specify your LEX program file name. Okay. So when you compile this program now, what is the file that is generated as output? So if there are no errors, what is the output file that is generated by this step? Anybody? lex.yy.c, which is a C file. Okay. So this step will generate a C file called lex.yy.c. Okay. And then in the third step, this lex.yy.c is run through a C compiler to produce the object code a.out. See, in step 3, we'll use the C compiler cc followed by compile the C program. What is that C program? lex.yy.c with option -ll. Okay. You have to use the option -ll. It stands for link library routine. Okay, so if you have used any Lex library, no. So in order to link them, you'll specify this option. Okay. If everything goes fine, if there are no errors, a.out file will be created. That is your lexical analyzer program, or simply scanner. Okay. Run that scanner. Okay. In the last step, step 4, simply run the scanner /a.out. Okay. Then once you type a.out, okay, so then it will be waiting for your input. Okay. So once you give the input, so these inputs are translated into sequence of tokens. Then there are some variables, special actions or directives, and library routines provided by the Lex compiler, okay, which may use in our Lex program. So which are those? First one is YYLex. Okay, this YYLex is a library routine or function that starts the lexical analyzer. Okay, and it is automatically generated by the Lex. Then this is a routine, and then YYText. YYText is a variable. Okay, so YYText is a variable. Okay, so what it stores? This variable stores the text of the matched pattern. Okay, the text of the matched pattern is stored in this variable YYText. So you have to remember all these variables and functions and special actions also. Then echo is a special action. So it will print the matched pattern onto the standard output. That means onto the screen. So if you want to print the matched pattern on the screen, use this special action. Then YYLeng is a variable. It will gives the length of the matched pattern. Then YYIn. So it is of type file star. It is a file pointer. So this points to the current file being passed by the Lexer. And then we have YYOut. It is also of type file star. That is file pointer. This points to the location where the output of the Lexer will be written. Let us see some sample examples of Lex program. Then we'll jump into the actual syllabus programs. Okay. So here is the first program, Lex program to count the number of digits in the given text. Let me show directly the writing and compiling of this Lex program online only. So I will make use of the online Linux terminal called as CoCalc. Yeah. So are you able to see the screen, friends?
Yes, sir.
So this is the terminal, okay, Linux terminal. So what is the first step in creating the Lex file? Create the Lex file using the VA editor or gedit. I will make use of VA editor. It's taking time. Yeah, screen is visible now. Students?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me use the VI editor. So just type VI followed by some file name. Okay. So this is the first program now, sample program. So I will say sample 1.l. Okay. All Lex program must be saved within a file extension of .l. Okay? Now this is the editor window. Okay. You just press insert key and start typing your program. Okay. Now follow the structure of Lex program. Okay. So what are the different sections we have in the Lex program? Declaration section, rule section, and the user subject section. So do we need the declaration section here? Yes, we need to have the declaration section. So inside the declaration section, we need to have the literal block. So how the literal block starts? Percentage, then followed by opening brace, and how it ends? Percentage, closing brace. So if time expires now, I will continue in the next class. Okay. So then what this literal block may contain? Declaration of the C variables. Okay. So this is the Lex program to count the number of digits in the given text now. Okay. You need to have a variable in order to count the number of digits. Okay. So I'm going to declare the variable, say count here, and I'm initializing it to 0 in the beginning. So are we getting? We need to have one variable to count the number of digits in the given text at the input. That's all. So this is the literal block. Okay. Then how do you mark the end of this block section? Double percentage. Okay. Then starts the rule section. Okay. So rule section contains a sequence of rules of the pattern of the forum, pattern followed by the action. Okay. So each rule consists of two parts. Okay, pattern and the action. So what is the pattern you have to write here? This is the program to count the number of digits. Then you have to write a pattern or regular expression to match the digits. Okay. So what is that? I will use the character class 0 to 9.